Lee Jin-ah was a successful businesswoman in Seoul. She had worked hard to get where she was, and she was proud of her accomplishments. But there was one thing missing from her life: love. Jin-ah had always been focused on her career, and she hadn't had much time for dating. But she was getting tired of being alone, and she decided to take a chance on love. One night, she was out at a bar with her friends when she met Kim Yun-woo, a handsome and charming man. They hit it off immediately, and they spent the whole night talking and laughing. Yun-woo was different from any other man Jin-ah had ever met. He was confident and funny, but he also had a sensitive side that she found endearing. She couldn't believe that she had finally met someone who was perfect for her. As the night went on, they exchanged phone numbers and made plans to go on a date the following week. Jin-ah was excited for what the future held. The day of their date arrived, and Jin-ah was nervous. She wanted everything to be perfect. She spent hours getting ready, trying on different outfits and doing her hair and makeup. When Yun-woo arrived to pick her up, he looked handsome as ever. They went to a fancy restaurant, and Jin-ah was impressed by how well he treated her. He was a gentleman, holding doors open for her and making sure she was comfortable. After dinner, they went for a walk in the park. They talked about their hopes and dreams, and Jin-ah felt like she had finally found someone who understood her. As they were walking, Jin-ah noticed a fortune-teller booth nearby. She had never been interested in fortune-telling before, but she decided to give it a try. The fortune-teller looked at her palm and told her that she was destined to be with someone who had the initials KH. Jin-ah laughed it off, thinking it was just a silly coincidence. But as the days went on, strange things started to happen. Everywhere she went, she saw the initials KH. They were on license plates, street signs, even on the covers of books at the bookstore. Jin-ah couldn't shake the feeling that fate was trying to tell her something. She decided to do some investigating and found out that Yun-woo's middle name was Hae-kyung. Jin-ah was stunned. Was it possible that fate was leading her to the man she had just met? She didn't know what to do. Meanwhile, Yun-woo was falling for Jin-ah hard. He had never met anyone like her before, and he knew that he wanted to be with her forever. He planned a romantic weekend getaway to a cozy cabin in the mountains. As they were driving up, they got lost on a back road. They had no idea where they were or how to get back on track. They were lost, cold, and hungry. But then, they stumbled upon a small town that looked like it was straight out of a fairy tale. They decided to stop and explore, hoping to find some help. As they were walking through the town square, they saw a group of people doing a traditional Korean dance. Jin-ah noticed that the lead dancer had the initials KH embroidered on his shirt. Jin-ah and Yun-woo looked at each other, realizing that this was fate's way of bringing them together. They hugged each other tightly, feeling grateful for the unexpected journey that had led them to this moment. They spent the rest of the weekend. If you liked our story, then please subscribe and press the bell icon.